I'm clicking on the live. We are live now. Hello, guys. We are live. For the first time, there's daylight. It's been a while, apparently. Or we probably always scheduled our times very late. And this one,
A little bit later than usual. Yeah, a little bit later than this.
yeah, I have my drink, which just looks like water, but it's gin.
That's how you make it through. Mine is just water, which I would have
Oh,
frozen, but I forgot.
I have tea, but I need to show you that I just got this really pretty like tea bag spoon rest thing at the Asian Art Museum because I was in Seattle a couple days ago, and I'm very excited to like put my tea bag on it.
I just love how it's
Little things.
just a little plate. And I have a bunch of plates in my cupboard that I could use for the same purpose, but I don't. I would want to buy this one as
It's
well.
such a like nice little object that I was like, I need it, and then it was like, why do I need it? Oh, I could put a tea bag on it. So.
Yes, it's perfect.
Also, we are missing 2 members of the crew today.
They have left. No, they have not. They are
They have not
busy.
left.
So they left me behind because I know so much about skating.
Also, to make this great, like as soon as the live stream started, my headphones are now like cutting out occasionally, which is great.
No.
Well,
Also, the plan for today is to just talk about the season. We don't really have a big schedule, but we figured we should do a live stream and entertain you guys. Dance monkeys.
I'm not gonna dance.
It's funny because I feel like we already like we talked about the end of last competitions, and it's been a while, and we're already like now we're thinking about next season, but we're gonna go back and we're gonna wrap up talking about the last season.
And our
Even though
favorite programs and favorite skates and things. Then we
And
have a
this
couple of
live stream,
announcements.
this live stream started with some news which got these two very excited, but I did not have any reaction at all.
Yeah,
Please
so just before we went live, there was an announcement that Tilda Alterid, I'm probably saying her name wrong, who skated with Gabrielle Ferrand for Canada last year in pairs, has now teamed up with Dr. Walter Vatanen to skate pairs. And I was very shocked because I did not expect that.
So was
I
Annie.
literally did like I almost spit out the cracker I was eating when you announced this because I was really not expecting it, but I'm actually really pumped for this. I want more pairs teams, and I love it when I feel like more guys with no quads need to consider pairs as an option. And yeah, it's going to be an adventure. Like starting pairs as a new thing is really hard, but I'm pumped for them.
I will assume, Jonathan, that it will be for Finland. I would be surprised if it was for Canada, because Finland doesn't have any pairs, and they are training in Finland right now. I figured out that Gabrielle and Tilda's last competition was on the 16th of November, and Grand Prix Espoo is the 17th to the 19th. So if she gets released, then they could literally start at Grand Prix Espoo.
I love how the viewers are just as surprised as you guys are.
Yeah. If the Finnish, it's actually super interesting. It just means that if the Finnish men, anyway, they're almost having a team in all 4 disciplines now. I just
Makar is senior this year, so they have a man, but
yes,
consistency is an issue.
Between this and the Swedish ice dance news, I feel like the
I know there's 2
Nordic countries are coming through.
Two ice dance teams.
Somebody recap what are the Swedish ice dance news?
Nikolai Majorov, who used to do singles, had a back injury last season and has now retired from singles and paired up with another skater who skated for Germany but hasn't competed for a while. She's actually originally Norwegian, I think. And then there are 2 previously singles skaters who just announced a couple of days ago that they're pairing up to do ice dance for Sweden.
Thank you for the recap.
I really liked too that they said that they were inspired by Daisuke and by Terkil and Versluis.
Oh yeah,
that they like want to encourage like more single skaters to consider doing ice dance. I know it was sweet. I liked that.
because I think Nikolai also said he was inspired by them as well.
Yeah,
when he changed.
That's cool. Yes, we were discussing the
belt news.
That was big news right before we got on the live. So yeah, do we want to get into the season recap?
Yeah, we can do.
And please keep the comments coming in case you want to talk about anything.
Yeah, we can always divert and talk about.
Yeah. Stuff. This is Sarah's beautiful slideshow she made for us. I think it's pride colors. I think that was the intention here.
About half of them. And then these are like, I figured out these were the colors of the disciplines on like the results pages. So that makes sense to me.
That's why I put them up. So let's start with junior and senior men.
Get a list.
What are your favorites of the season?
So we came up with lists of our favorite programs for each of the categories. And I think we should, I'm looking at our list, and I think we should read off at least some of Sarah and Izzy's as well, since they can't be here, but they all had, we had a lot more diversions than overlap. So you'll see like the very small places where all of us agree, and then all of the ways that we have very different tastes, which I think is fun.
I put them in the private chat. I don't know if you can see them. The formatting is very ugly, maybe. There's a private chat, guys. It's super secret.
I can't see them, but I have them. I'm looking back in the Discord, so.
Yeah, okay. I can see them.
Cool. Who wants to go first?
I don't.
I can, if you like.
Yes.
I will pretend that like I did them like a month or so ago that everybody else did. I actually did them last night because I'm the biggest procrastinator in the world. So I have John Wan's Michael Jackson short program, Mateo's Måneskin short program, and I did put two here. I'll go for the lesser. Well, I did Jae Seok Kyung, who retired after nationals, I think, or one of the Korean domestic competitions. I really loved his Ed Sheeran short program. I thought it was really great. So his dive short program.
So you are very much matching with Sarah then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did also have Lucas Britsky, but I decided to go with JC instead.
Men was the one that I had the hardest time narrowing down, which is yes, I think I had the hardest time. So I had 4 because I refused to cut any of them out. But my favorites were Shoma Uno's free skate, his Baroque free skate. I also had Junwon Shaw's short program for Michael Jackson, Denis Vasilyev's free skate, New World Symphony, and Cal Mura's free skate for Beauty and the Beast, which I think was also my most like the one that grew on me the most over the season. Would not have said that was going to be the case when I first saw it at Skate America, but by the end I was like singing along and I was so into it. So.
One Ellie can actually give her opinion on because she watched it for Ellie's GOEs.
I have watched it, yes. I mean, you can also always watch it on Ellie's GOEs, which is on this channel. I think they're called bonus points though. But yeah, I give a lot of comments and have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's fun. And I'm getting to know some programs. And Jonathan also shared their favorite programs, which is the Lucas Long program and the Kevin Short program, which I think was also on, the Kevin one was also on a bunch of lists, I think. On Itsumi's, maybe?
Yeah. Izumi had Kevin's short program, Jason Brown's short program, Adam Shohim-Fa's short program, and Ivan Shimurako's free skate, which
loved Ivan's program.
Was such a nice program. I wish we had seen more of it this season.
I know. I wonder if he'll keep it.
Yeah.
He didn't get to compete the second half of the season.
Okay, but I'm wondering, like, if there's this is a mean question, but if there's like one performance that is stuck to you, that has stuck to you, like one performance that you would watch over and over again, which one would you pick? Like even the
John won.
competition, like is there a specific competition?
It would be John won at World Team Trophy because it was perfect and he finally got like over 100, I think. So.
Denis Vasilyev's at Sheffield for the free skate, that was probably the best he's ever skated, and I was there in person, and mostly I think you should watch it with Mark's commentary because he keeps commenting on how loud it is and how everyone is like can't stop cheering, and it gives you a good it also gives you a good feeling to what it was like to be in the room at that point where it was
like a 4-minute standing ovation.
Screaming my head off.
Will we ever stop talking about this competition? No.
No.
No. Because you guys were both there. And I was at home. Jealous.
I did write down some junior ones as well, if we wanted to talk about some juniors.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to ask, yeah.
Technically, 2 of them were split season people. So I did Nikolai Mamola's Samson Delina free skate. But I'm considering him a junior because he won the Junior Grand Prix final. Andreas Nordback's short program to Hurt because I love that music. And I know he did split season, but he was a junior as well. And Minkyu Seo, who I discovered on the Junior Grand Prix. I thought it was such an like a very old-fashioned music choice, but he just like had so much charisma during his short program to like "You Are My Destiny" by Paul Anka. I was like even it's too old for me. Like my association with Paul Anka was like an episode of the Gilmore Girls. I think like that's my association with Paul Anka.
Yes, the dog is named Paul Anka in Gilmore Girls, and it definitely that is my association. Also, I could not name you a song by Paul Anka.
Exactly.
I love that Lois said even too old for me in a room full of people who are
I'm
her
old.
age. Yes, same.
A lot of people are younger than me. Like skaters in particular are younger than me.
A lot of skaters.
He's like 13.
So what was
this is part of why I'm excited about Walter, because he is one of the few skaters who are older than me, and as long as there are skaters that are older than me still actively going in competition, I do not feel that old.
It's getting slim though. It's not looking good, to be honest.
Well, we've added one more back into the fold with the Chinese pairs announcement because Lei Wang is 35.
Still very close.
You've got Diana.
Can you talk about this? What was it like?
Sadowski's short program at Sheffield was great. Free skate, not so much.
I know Sarah will talk about like behind the scenes and interview stuff right now.
Yeah,
we got Anna, if you remember anything.
Remember anything about these programs in particular? About
yeah, behind the scenes or something. I don't know.
Well, I feel like since we talked about June, I was thinking back to seeing him at Nepola when he first debuted his programs and being really blown away by how much I liked both of them. And you know, I've always liked him, but like he's never been like in my top 5, I guess, like of skaters that I felt like that attached to. But I think also talking to him, he's such a nice person. And he was so modest about his ability to dance, and like how Michael Jackson was like, you know, a challenge, and he would, you know, have to like really try to get into it. And I was like, he was into it from the beginning, but he was very modest about it, which I thought was sweet.
Thank you. That was the kind of sharing I was hoping for. Okay. Behind the scenes. Keep going.
Yeah, I have nothing behind the scenes. I was just in the crowd at Sheffield. So.
You were just handing out cards.
I was just there for the vibes.
But I will agree with you though about Nikolai Memela's free skate. I really like. I don't know, it's a very old-fashioned program in a lot of ways, but in like a nice way. It like reminded me about watching skating in the 90s and the kind of vibes between like the music and the costumes, and I don't know, something about the kind of skater that he is sort of, he gives me like, I don't know, like Paul Wiley vibes in like a funny way. I don't know. I enjoy him, and I enjoyed that program.
I'm glad he's keeping that program for next year as well. So anybody who like didn't watch too much of the juniors like gets kind of that as an introduction to Nikolai when he goes full-time senior.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a junior comment. As the grandpa of the juniors. How old is he? 17?
19, because he's aged out now, so.
Yes.
Yeah, I almost picked Lucas Prasad for one of my picks. And then I was like, oh yeah, thank
Should we move on to women?
you. Yes.
That was also a surprise. Next category, women. Wait, I have to change the banner. Okay.
Who do you
Please.
have, Lois?
Okay, I have Haley's Phantom of the Opera, Luna's short program, the Si Mama Mi Gente, and Miley Hara's A Merry Christmas, Mr. Long short program, especially for like the Sheffield memory aspect of that.
Yeah. I have two of the same, actually. I also have Han and Mize and those two programs specifically. And I think in both cases, seeing them live really helped me appreciate them. And they both just had such wonderful seasons that like not all of my picks for favorite programs were from skaters that had, did well in competition necessarily this year, but with both of them, I feel like we also got some opportunities to see them just skate those programs so beautifully into their potential, and that also really helped. And then my third one was Lara Naki Gutman's Hitchcock free skate,
I forgot about
which I think I've talked about on like maybe every live stream I've done. I don't know. I like love that program, and I really
it's a good program.
People to appreciate it. So I appreciated that. Ashley Wagner and Adam Rippon talked about it in their recap thing too. I was like, more people need to appreciate this program. I also really think it's notable that her program is choreographed by her coach and a Italian ballet dancer that she usually works with, the two of them, and I think do really nice choreography. And it's just sometimes it's interesting to see, so many people go to the same top few people, and there's a reason. I tried to go through all my whole list and see who had choreographed, and I was like, oh, well, there's a reason that like I have 3 programs on here that were all by Shaylin Bourne, and of course, like she's amazing and does wonderful programs for so many people. But I also really like seeing that like interesting and good work can come out of, can come from people who aren't necessarily big name choreographers, but can still take interesting risks and work well with their skaters.
You have hyped this up enough. I need to watch this.
Like, it's such a good program. It's interesting to see choreographers who don't have experience with like work on ice who get like brought in and then get more popular and like used more often. I think like that's happened with like Randy Strong, because
yeah, there's a number of skaters that have worked with like the Japanese dancer Kenta Kojiri has done a number of programs with Japanese skaters, and it's really interesting to see that kind of one on ice, one off ice person working together for choreography. And I think Lara said that she hasn't decided yet if she's keeping the free skate or is doing something new. She has a new short program, she said, but I don't know about a free skate.
For a second, I thought we had lost Lois, which is 50% of
I had spinning circles on my screen. I was like, I'm just going to sit here and shut up until they come back.
Oh my god, the anxiety.
I was like, what's happening?
So I'm looking at our missing colleagues, and Sarah also had Hae-In Lee's free skate and Luna's short program. And then she also has Carrie's short program and Nina Petrokina's short program, which is also cool.
Really good music. Also, I know why she loves that so much, because it's the same music that I think is the same music that Shevchenko Eremenko used back in the day, and she was a big fan of that team.
Oh. And Izumi also has Nina Petrikina's short program, Luna Hendricks free skate, and Amber Glenn's short program.
Nice.
And Jonathan, thank you for your contribution. Kaori and Nicole Schott, yes, German. I know that
Yes.
one. I know I can say that. And Shay Yun Kim or something.
Yes.
Yes. I really enjoyed her a lot. I actually think I prefer her short program this year to her free skate, but both were amazing. And I really enjoyed seeing her at Four Continents. I got to see her skate live, and she was fantastic. So I'm now in the problem with the Korean women that I feel like I'm always in with Japanese women, and that there are just too many of them who I love, and I want them all to do well. And so no matter what, it's going to be, it's either a wonderful thing or a terrible thing. We'll try to go with it being a wonderful thing, but it's stressful.
But Elle also said the Italian men were very entertaining. So I feel like the Italians in general there are a lot of them.
Yeah, they're thriving right now.
Oh, and speaking of juniors, I really like the other Italian junior who's coming up, who I guess will be like probably the main Italian junior on the scene this year, Raffaele Francesco Zeke. He's really entertaining, not super consistent on the jumps yet, but like he's got a lot of personality, and so I'm excited to see what he does too.
He had a bit of a rough season this year. I think he did a little bit better last year, but growth spurts and learning to deal with consistency is always an issue with juniors.
Yeah.
I am going to second that.
Went to train in Japan with, first he was training in Switzerland and then Japan with Stefan Lambiel's school. And so I also thought that was kind of cool to see, like he and Naoki and a few others like went and did this sort of international tour for the beginning of the off season. And hopefully that will be inspirational.
I am definitely seconding the Minsol Quan's CATS program. That was one of my favorite junior programs of the year. Every time, just a joy.
Which songs were included in that one?
Please
sing for me.
I'm not gonna sing. It was definitely the new version of CATS that was done a couple of years ago. I think one was. It's funny because there's the song that Taylor Swift does, but it wasn't the song that Taylor Swift recorded. It was she was singing a different song, and then another person from the musical was singing the song she did. So I was like,
Somebody's a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of, one of my other options for junior programs was Rosa Repinon doing Champagne Problems by Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, you're very predictable.
It's like the only Taylor Swift program apart from this on the circuit.
Yeah, that's fair. I just checked the ISU page and it just says CATS soundtrack, so that's not helpful at all. Guess I have to watch it at one point.
And my other junior program on my list was Hannah Frank from Austria, because she had like a really fun kind of like rock short program, and it just really stood out amongst the field of juniors who kind of do more classical style kind of stuff. It was Crazy Train, Devil's Dance, and Palladio.
Hmm.
But yeah, those were my picks.
And I also really enjoyed from the juniors I'm remembering back to our Junior Worlds episode, but Inga Gerganidze from Georgia has this like horror movie program that I enjoyed. It's funny, I'm like not a horror movie person, and now I'm like between Koopman and Inga's program, I'm like, oh, the horror movie programs. But I think it's fun to see skaters like get outside of the box of feeling like everything has to be a certain type of soft and graceful, and like to just be like, oh yes, I want to go into like other kinds of movements and facial expressions and explore that. So it stands out, and I always appreciate that.
I love horror movies. We should make a Halloween episode which just like we only talk about horror. Horror space.
Ooh, yes. I think we could put together a really good. Yeah. we could put together a good horror movie and / Halloween themed playlist of programs to talk about. That we can bookmark that idea.
We will put that somewhere and then forget about it.
Yeah, there's so many interesting soundtracks that skaters could use from like horror films more in their programs. Like just
we should add some to the
experiment.
recommendation playlist.
I never promoted that. I have a recommendation playlist, but I never promoted it. And it's too late.
So we had an idea. Didn't we collect them though? Like collect ideas?
Wait, are these recommendations of music skaters should skate to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When did we start
Spotify
thinking about this? This was an idea like 2 months ago or something. We wanted to ask our followers if they wanted to recommend skaters some music.
I think we asked the Discord and we got a couple of suggestions.
Yeah, it was a Patreon
and
exclusive.
It was mostly me because nobody else wanted to contribute.
I will put some power songs
out there that are like really desperately still trying to find program music. Hit us up.
So yeah, please send us your music recommendations, and we will include it on the playlist and maybe promote it this week. Then I'm sure people are still looking for music.
I think most have chosen by now, but there might be some who still haven't.
They can still pick some for next season.
And some people change their programs last minute.
Yeah, and it can be an ongoing project.
Yes,
yeah, might be fun. Because I feel like there's like so much music that's never being used that could be fun to skate to.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, something opened on my laptop, on my screen. Should we move on with the next category, which is pairs? Let's talk about pairs. I'm gonna change the banner. Thank you for being so patient. Oh, Elle has made one for 80s rhythm dance specifically.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah. There are already 2 Ghostbusters programs, and we've had like 5 announcements. I'm like, why?
That's very random.
I know, and they probably both thought they were being so clever and no one else was going to do it. And
Coco got in so early with the announcement. They're like, we're doing Ghostbusters. And then there was like a junior or senior, I can't remember, comp in America like a few days ago, and somebody did Ghostbusters. It's like, we've already got 2 Ghostbusters.
But that goes into the horror movie category, right?
Yeah,
comedy horror.
There we go. Already added 2 to the list. Yeah.
So pairs, I think I had let's see, Huck and Kunkel's ABBA short program. So much fun. And I'm so excited to see what I want more Luca Lanote pairs programs, and I feel like we're going to see more of those in our future, and I'm excited. I feel like there's a good mix happening there. The more we get ice dance choreographers doing pairs programs, I'm into that. And then my others were, what did I have? I'm trying to remember now. Oh yes, and then Stellato Dudek and Deschamps' Oblivion short program, and Sierra Violetta and Kovta's like Ukrainian folk Vesna short program. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I also have ABBA. I know I know Sarah has ABBA as well. For Hokke and Kunkel. Getting my tongue twisted.
Hokke and Kunkel, yes.
I also have
the only thing I can pronounce.
I was like, my mouth wouldn't work. I have Controversies Free Skate to Cinema Paradiso. I also included Miura Kihara's Free Skate because I do like Sleepy Girl Arts music, and I thought it was really pretty and symbolic of their rise and success.
If somebody wants to read out Itsumi's and Sarah's because I can't pronounce these names.
So Sarah, we shared. Sarah had Hook and Kunkel, and then us, which you can pronounce because you're German. And then we also had the Mochovas, Maria Mochova and Ivan
She
Mochov.
loves the Mochovs.
Their short, their Malagueña short program. And then Izumi had Miura Kihara free skate, Kiniram Fraser short program, and then Sierra Hovta's short program as well.
I have them on my junior list because I consider them more junior.
Yeah, they were. I know they were. I hadn't realized we were going to do juniors when I picked my list originally.
I know,
so it didn't count for that too. But I actually do really appreciate, I have to say, the Kiniram and Fraser's short program. I think maybe not so much as an overall holistic program, but they have some of the most amazing transitional content that I've ever seen in a pairs program. And I just, from technical creativity, give them all the GUE. They should just have all the GUE for their transitions, which I know is not actually a thing anymore. But that is really, really impressive every time that I see them.
Yeah. And I think Jonathan and Amy, hi Amy, also agree with a bunch of us. Jonathan has Giladi Ambrosini and Miuri Chiara short program, and Conti Machi long program, which I was supposed to watch, but I didn't because Sarah sent me the short. I think it was on that one,
so
right?
Funny.
She was very
the
confident
good
that
as well,
she
but the free is better.
Yeah,
I will watch it eventually.
I made my Italian class all watch the Conti Machi's free program because we had to have conversation topics, and I kept missing the class and then coming in being like, well, I wasn't here, but I did go to talk to Italian skaters, and so let me tell you about that instead. So I had to learn a lot of Italian skating vocabulary, which was exciting, and then I got to show them that program, which they all thought was impressive. So that was my explaining Italian things to Italians in skating contribution of this season.
I know they're supposed to be keeping that program next year. I'm not entirely on board with that idea because I think it got a lot of play in the season because they had a lot of big competitions and obviously succeeded very well. So I'd maybe like to see them try something different, but I do love the program.
Yeah, I'd love to see them stretch and grow a little bit. I do think that the very sort of classical, emotional, romantic thing is a good look for them. I'm something else in that vein, but they improved so much this year that it seems like setting themselves something with another challenge would be smart.
I also just, as a fan, like to see variety. You want as many programs as you can, because once they retire, there's only so many programs they can show you. So as a fan, you are greedy and you want more. And also Amy had also Hocker and Kunkel, ABBA, and then you guys need to help me on the abbreviations.
Yeah, it's Conti Machi's free skate again.
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry. That's very on brand for me. Yes.
So for juniors, I had Sierra Kovta's short program. We all agree it's a great program. I also have Barum Chimunsev's short program, blah blah blah, cha cha cha, because I love that music. I think it's so much fun, especially for juniors. I'm also kind of stuck between two for a third choice because I put this in my senior list, but it's also juniors as well, which would be Golubeva Giotopoulos Moore's free skate. I thought it's such kind of like a classy program, but it's fun as well. But I also have Panetta Frasher's free skate to Another Love because I love that music.
Yes, I'm so glad you said that because I was literally just Googling their bio trying to remember what song that was too, because I remember liking it so much and feeling disappointed that they didn't have, stronger performances of it. They're one of the teams that in that very sort of very Canadian Julie Marcotte type programs, I felt like that was one of the programs that was actually like the strongest in that vein of song, and that program really was suiting them well. But they do a really nice job, especially her, of being really expressive with it. So I would have loved to have seen that to its full potential this year.
Yeah, they were a team that, like, emotionally and performance-wise, are ready to take that step into seniors because they were very connected and very performative. It's just the technical side that's a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
And I think that leads us to ice dance. We have other announcements, so I think we can move on to ice dance.
Yeah, we've got some
Wait,
more
let
stuff
me-
to talk about at the end.
There you go. And then I'm going to change the banner. Okay. Please, Anna, start. Yeah.
Okay. I think ice dance is where we all had the most like agreement. Maybe this was the simplest for us, but so I have Kanadai's rhythm dance. I could have also put their free skate, but since I never like rhythm dances and I really liked theirs, I wanted to pick that one. And then I'm going to mispronounce this, sorry. Demogo and Le Mercier's free dance. And then Marjorie and Zach LaJoy and Aga's free dance as well. And
that was on every single list, I think.
Yeah.
It's on mine as well.
So
yeah.
Go for it.
I have Green Fabri's rhythm dance. I still have that playing in my head. I love it. I love them so much, and I love that program. This is cheating. I have Lajorie Lagar's rhythm dance and free dance because I love them both. And I have the Tashla's free dance. And I thought that was a great program.
Yes. The Tashlers, both their free dance and their rhythm dance, which I love in its cheesiness, like both of those programs were like, they were like 4 and 5 on my list. So whatever, I put them on there anyway.
I love how unique of a concept that was to do like a climate change program. I know they had to like take bits out and change bits across the season. I think it ended up really good in the end. It maybe was a bit heavy-handed at first, but I think it was a great program.
Yeah, they have such amazing movements in there. Like I loved the I guess it was their choreo step where they were basically doing planks on the ice. Like they just had like some, like they're such amazingly fast and powerful skaters that I then felt like they could get away with having a part of their program that was basically stop, do interesting stationary movements, and then keep going in a way that another team you'd be like, is that your smoke break? Are you cheating? It was like, no, they're like full speed the rest of the time. And so then having that was cool.
You have that really dramatic slide where she's kind of like leaning on him and going across the ice. I think she injured herself before Worlds doing that slide because she like ripped all the skin off her knee. Like I think she had to go to hospital with it, and she had like a whole big bandage on her knee.
Oof.
Like the weeks leading up to Worlds.
Yeah, and this is a distraction, but in general, how do skaters practice knee slides and learn new knee slides without completely destroying their knees? Because every time I try to work on doing like my own very basic one, I practice it like twice, and then I have to be like, my knee hurts. I need to stop. Like, we were knee pads.
I remember a few years ago, I think when the slides were first introduced, I think it was Fear and Gibson, and I think they were doing practice. I want to say it was probably before like NHK Trophy or something. And I remember Lila just like ripping the skin off of her knee and just like seeing her like Instagram story, and I was like, oh my god, you poor woman.
And then you're going to go do it again on that injured knee. Like that's the part.
I know.
Like, how? Stern made of strong stuff.
We got a bunch.
Ellie just looks horrified.
Yes. Well, first of all, I'm always, every time somebody says climate change program, I'm like, okay.
I mean, you are skating on ice. I feel like if of all of the things you've got like an inherent like the ice and the ice is melted. Like
This is a very meta explanation. I love it very much. How long do we have left of this sport? We don't know.
Yes.
I mean, with the budget and the financial report that just came out.
I mean, I've told you guys we have one all year round rink for the skaters to train on here in Berlin. Maybe there are two, and I don't know about one, but all the other ones are only winter rinks, and I don't see them opening for much longer, to be honest. Winters are very mild here.
German Federation has no money whatsoever.
I don't think the German Federation is for paying for rings, but I don't know. for the where you go to disco skate in winter.
See, I think this is why we need to have everybody embrace the idea of skating as a summer thing, because you go inside where it's nice and cool, and it's like going and you're in air conditioning and it's lovely. It's like, isn't it the best kind of exercise that you want to do when it's hot out? So I feel about it. I mean,
yeah, but also when it's 46 degrees out, how do you, like, the energy prices are impossible?
Okay, fair, but psychologically.
46 degrees Celsius for the Americans watching right now, which is like 105 degrees or something Fahrenheit. It's very hot. I can see it happening, but I would love to. Like, that's the idea. To just be in a rink and just lay down on the ice. I think we should mention some of the comments here because they were so many. I can't pronounce that.
Read I can't pronounce his name either. I always pronounce it phonetically in my head, and I know it's not right.
Ambrulevicius?
Faithless freelance. And then Jonathan came in with, of course, the fun short program. Which is what music did they skate to?
Cha-cha slide.
Oh
yes.
And the Faithless one, and as the 90s kids, it was totally on point, and the choreo was so inventive. I need to watch that one. I'm also a 90s kid.
We should also point out that Sarah had obviously the Nuria free skate from Marjorie and Zach, Kana and Dai's rhythm dance, and then two juniors, Lemon Kwan's senior. Well, no, okay, sorry, Lemon Kwan's senior rhythm dance, and then Savitsky's free dance Nutcracker.
Yeah. So for juniors, I also had Becca Hernandez's Four Seasons that a lot of people have also pointed out. Had Lim Kwan's Dance Macabre. I also have, oh God, how do I pronounce this in public? Kudrayavtseva Karankovic, the Cypriot team, their free dance. But the Junior Grand Prix iteration, not the Junior Worlds iteration, because I know they changed a piece of the music, and I preferred the music how it was before. It's like a cheerleading Bring It On style program, because there was Bring It On choreography in that program, so I always consider it like a Bring It On program.
Amy also had to know that. Becca Hernandez and Grim Savitsky, Nutcracker free dance on her list. And then she also mentioned that the rink near me shut this week because the heat messed it up somehow. So we are looking at a bright future in figure skating. We should just make it.
If there was a rink near me, I would be living in it right now. But there isn't.
We should just, like, can there be roller skating?
There is. It's a thing.
But not a popular thing, I would say, yet.
It's big in South America. I've learned that there's a lot, and also it's fairly big in Italy. It's like artistic roller skating. I'm not doing it justice. It's cool, and there's a lot of people, especially Italian skaters. There's quite a few who have switched from roller skating to figure skating.
But is it like it's roller skating?
He was a world champion, I think.
Yeah.
But it's roller skating, not the other one, right?
It's usually skates, like the four, but I've also seen people do roller blading with like artistic skating. So I don't know.
Might be something to look forward to in the next 20, 30, 40 years. This is a very depressing, sorry.
And like talent shows as well. Like Britain's Got Talent or America's Got Talent, you see a couple of the skating ones end up on there doing all their acrobatic tricks.
Yeah, I mean, you can also have fake ice for those, but that's also sucks. So.
Oh yeah. I kind of always wanted to get some because we don't have any rinks here. But then what do? Just skate around my apartment? And they do suck, I've heard, yeah. So, did we miss anyone? Can somebody look at the comments?
We didn't say Izumi's choices, which were similar, which are like a free dance, Kanadai free dance. And then also Aurelia and Luke, our Latvian friends, free dance as well.
Yeah.
I also want to go back to comment on the one of mine that was not the same as everyone else's, which was Lucia Demago and Theo Lemercier there. And again, apologies for my inability to pronounce French. They have the distinction of having the so far only program by Benoit Richaud that I actually like 100% truly enjoyed. And so I am of the opinion that he should do more ice dance and possibly less singles, but more ice dance because I really like that program. And it's like fun and dark, and they seem like very like bubbly, nice people. And so it was fun to see them do something that was like in that kind of dark and sexy and serious kind of mode.
It's interesting that he doesn't do more ice dance, considering he was an ice dancer. I know he supposedly did Davis Smolkin's programs last year. I don't know if he's done them this year. Obviously, those programs never necessarily saw the light of day. I imagine they might keep the free dance because they never performed it. Now that they're released to compete for Georgia.
It's an interesting thing, I think, that ice dancers, their choreographers also tend to be part of their coaching team. And so you have that more integrated thing, which, I mean, in a lot of ways, I'm sure that's great. And I think a lot of free skaters would probably, figure skaters and single skaters would probably, benefit from having their choreographers around all the time too. But it does mean that you don't get as much of that, like, variety of working with different people for your choreography necessarily, and that you don't get as many kind of, I don't know, freelance ice dance choreographers in the same way that you have choreographers that aren't necessarily part of a particular coaching team or particular school. And there's exceptions to that, but it's an interesting distinction.
Every time I can disappear, I'd like panic for like a whole 30 seconds.
Like, oh no. I mean, we're almost at the end of the stream. You keep hanging on, please.
I'm trying.
So
I just wanted to point this one out because it says I believe one of the Taiwanese figure skaters also did artistic inline and jumped double triples, such as Cao Chi or something. Which is, I know there are also like summer skates, right? Like figure skates, but for summer, which you can use on the road, which I thought is very interesting. I wonder how different they feel and how.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like useful for people who can't practice in a rink all year round.
Yeah, I know that I personally feel like the roller skates, the like quad wheel types, feel so wildly different to me, and they also feel so heavy. But like, again, I'm probably not using the kind you use for like competitive programs, but that always like throws me off because I'm so used to my figure skates being, made to be as light as possible, that then it's like feels like a different workout. It's like, oh yes, I'm doing things with weights on my feet.
It's very different, and falling hurts, but isn't falling on ice also pretty painful?
It does, but you glide if you like it's so you don't have that, like, unless you do like the like hard like boom fall on ice, but then it's always like that. And I'm appreciating all of this actual insight from people who know more about this. I've done off ice, or not off ice, what is it called? Dryland cross-country ski
Yeah.
training, which are like super long rollerblades that you use on the road with poles, which is like a really good cross-training thing. And people like do that a lot as when there isn't snow to train on. But I find it terrifying, the idea of doing that where you, especially going down a hill, because the ability to stop in them is much more challenging. So I was always terrified to try using them on any place that wasn't just like flat.
That's the case for me with anything that's rolling, like even ice skates. I'm like, the
I know,
border,
I've
there's the board, and I
fallen
will
a
crash
lot
into it, and that's how I'm
doing
stopping.
stuff.
Any more junior ice dance? Anything else we haven't talked about?
I want to add Claire's comment because she mentioned somebody else, I think, right? This is going to be
Yeah,
an
I know
unpopular opinion, but I
that
love
probably
Una
is an
Brown.
unpopular opinion, but I agree.
Una Brown and Gage Brown's rhythm dance. Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah.
We like unpopular opinions too. It's good. If we all think the same program is the best, then that gets boring. But which is also, is this a transition to talk about how we do want all of your opinions for our?
That's a good transition.
This is an amazing transition, but I don't know which one you are referring to because we want opinions on both.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, we have a bit planned because there's still a bunch of weeks left before season really kicks off, and we thought we should do something together. So, Anna, this is your announcement. Oh, I have to delete the banners. Okay.
Yeah. So I think some of you saw this when I posted it through my podcast account. So I have the podcast, The Future of Figure Skating. We're talking about doing interviews with people who are trying to make the sport more inclusive and healthier. And I posted there about doing a book club. And we decided that we wanted to do this as a joint project with AnythingGOE and The Future of Figure Skating. So we're going to do a virtual book club. The book that got the most interest, and I think is also the most accessible for people, including internationally, is called Little Girls in Pretty Boxes by Joan Ryan. This is a classic. It first came out in 1995, and it is a pretty amazing, dark, but really good investigative reporting into both gymnastics and figure skating, the dynamics are in the sports that then lead to all of the problems that we see with abuse and eating disorders and other things that are not healthy in the highly competitive levels of these sports. But it's a really great like foundational thing to read, to dig into why we do see those issues. And it's also just very compelling storytelling. And there is, I think the one on the left is like the original version of it. And then there's an updated version that has some stuff about particularly like what did come out with US gymnastics and Larry Nassar. And the thing about this that's kind of wild is you see it's like written in 1995 and you look at it and it's like, oh, wow, we knew these things in 1995 and we're still dealing with it. But anyway, I am excited to talk about this with all of you. And so our plan is we'll post more about the book and how to access it and stuff. We are hoping to do a lot of the discussion through our Discord channel. And so if you're not signed up yet for our Patreon for AnythingGOEs, you can do that and get access to the Discord, and we'll have discussion about it there. I think we're also going to do some stuff on Twitter. And then we'll do a live stream like this that will also go out as a podcast episode once it happens. And we're going to get a special guest or two to come on to talk about the book with us for that. So, you know, nice light summer reading, talking about abuse in sports, but I think this will be a good conversation to have together.
It's always relevant.
Yes. I think that's a great project and I'm excited for it. And also I think the book is on archive.org, right? So
it is.
I mean, if you can support the author, then please do, but if you can't.
Yeah, you can also borrow a copy of it from the Internet Archives library that has the versions of it there. And I was looking and I was trying to figure out if there is, I don't think there's an audiobook version of it. So unfortunately, that is not an option, but there are digital and it is in print. So you can buy it like from your local bookstore, because don't buy things from Amazon, but it's also on Amazon.
And there's a movie, but we don't know how good the movie is, and it's probably not going to be as good as the book. It's going to be a reenactment or something. I don't know.
I didn't know that there was a movie that was made out of this. I know that they made the movie that's about like Athlete A, that's about gymnastics, but I didn't realize that they'd made a movie out of this book specifically.
I think when I had a quick Google, I saw that there was a movie.
Well, we'll look into this topic for watch the movie and you can tell us about it.
Yeah, that's my part. I will watch the movie and just do that. And then we have a different announcement. So this started as an idea like 3 months ago, I want to say 4 months ago. It's been a while. And then
like
Twitter
every
happened.
summer we kind of like to do a little interactive thing when it's down time in the season.
And we wanted to do this for a while, and then Twitter kind of stole our idea and really ran with it. So we just thought we would give it some time, but also we procrastinated and it didn't happen. But yeah, we gave it some time, and I feel like it can still happen. We are going to announce the AnythingGOEs Fan Awards. So we are going to upload a bunch of categories, and you guys can submit random names, whatever you can think of, whoever you want to nominate. And then out of these, that's round 1. And out of these, we are going to select the top 5, top 10 most mentioned skaters. And in round 2, you can vote on them. And that's that. And then we're going to do a live stream and announce the winners. Thank you. This is the kind of reaction I want to see.
We have a lot of fun categories. Like we have the favorite, best performances, best programs categories, but we also have some fun ones that will hopefully make everyone think a little bit outside of the box. And I'm super interested to see who you all come up with for nominees.
I'm so excited to see the submissions. I'm so scared we are going to get some very funny ones. if all of you guys team up, we would have to nominate the funny ones.
I'm so worried because I know that with not to give people ideas, but I know with other awards, there's been some spam voting of people voting over and over and over again to get their favorites winning and stuff, and I'm just don't do that so much.
Oh, please come to our website and give us the clicks. That's the point.
Yes, that too.
No, but we are very excited. I know there are the ISU awards, and I know we all have opinions about them.
Oh, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. I don't particularly like the ISU awards.
We all like the concept of giving out awards, though, so that's why we're stealing the concept and doing our own.
Exactly, and I think the form is going to go up today or tomorrow, and then you have 2 weeks to vote and submit people, and then another 2 weeks probably to vote on the round 2 final decisions, and then we will make a live stream and announce the winners, which will be fun, hopefully.
And I want to plug the amazing resource that Lois puts together that is all of the tracking of the music choices. And I don't know, I feel like you're doing a whole bunch of very helpful things for all of that off-season news where you're like, but I went on vacation and I looked at Twitter and suddenly, oh my God, the whole world has changed. If you want to get caught up, we have lots of resources for all of that fun. And also come on our Patreon, because that's where we also talk about all of the exciting new teams and splits. And when I'm like, but who is that person? Then Lois has the answer, which is exciting. So also that's a fun space to be on. And we're planning some interviews as well for over the summer. So we should be having some more content coming out with skaters that are talking about their new programs and training and stuff. So we are not going away over the summer. We are busy.
Yes, I will also be on vacation for 4 weeks, so let's not schedule anything for those 4 weeks.
I will not be on vacation. I will be here.
But you guys can do whatever you want without me. That's fine.
I'll see you in person, Ellie. So that'll be we should I don't know. We'll figure something out. We could talk about things not skating when we see each other in person, but also.
We will at least post a picture.
Yeah.
Well, I will be with my mom, and my mom is also interested in skating, but she doesn't understand English, so I will
She also
translate.
doesn't know about this.
Oh, she doesn't know about this. This is a secret project. Hi, Mom. None of us told our parents.
You're
I think
seeing how
started.
far into life you can get. Like, it's been 4 years. You're seeing how far into life you can get without her knowing about this.
I feel like we are going to get doxxed, and they're going to tell our parents soon. I'm a
Oh
woman
my
in my
God.
30s, and I'm terrified. I just
I was going to say my parents know, but my parents also don't speak German, so my parents will not tell your parents. So it's fine.
okay.
Also, there should hopefully be another Lessons with Lois up potentially tomorrow. I'm still waiting for Sarah to watch it and give me feedback. But yeah, so hopefully that should go up soon. I don't know how
Apparently, my
people
feedback is not
respond
good
to
enough.
that. No, your feelings are good, but you've even said with the first one, like, I don't understand what's happening, but it looks great. So I kind of need somebody who does understand what's happening.
I feel like
to give me feedback.
That's a theme with me with skating. I don't know what's happening, but it looks good.
I'm less confident about this one than I was the first one because I knew exactly what I was talking about with the first one. This one's just like, these are the changes. Yeah, these are the changes.
I always feel so bad when we have when one viewer is joining us towards the end of the live stream. I want to keep it going. Hello, one viewer who just joined. I'm so sorry. We are towards the
also
end.
might be somebody who was here earlier and just came back.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We have successfully announced all of the things. Yes. Follow us on all of the places. Subscribe to all of the things, and yeah, participate in the awards in the book club.
And thank you so much for joining and for participating and for commenting, because it's very difficult to just talk the two of them, maybe to just talk the two of them. So your contribution is very valued and very important. And thank you so much for commenting. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
That's it. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm ending this now.